Hi everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. I hope everybody's doing good today. Today's Thursday, June 24th. Currently it is 69 degrees. High today's 80. Chance of rain is 0. Humidity 70%. That's a little bit better. It gets a little better as the day goes on. It's usually higher in the morning. Winds 5 miles per hour, it says. I don't know. Air quality 36. That's in the good range. It's a little better than it has been. Okay, I'm going to show y'all a few things. I was just messaging my daughter Jackie. She messaged each other a little bit just a few minutes ago, and I've been trying to show her how, or explain to her, how to self-pollinate, in particular the cucumbers. Of course, I self-pollinate pretty much anything that has a flower, except for the snow peas. You don't seem to have to, or the green beans. But I use my electric toothbrush. It's a little dirty and it's been around, you know. But that's just a. I don't know if this is. I don't think this is a Dollar General one. A Dollar Tree one. But they got them at Dollar Tree. So, it's not a big investment. They actually sell one on Amazon that has like a little bee on the end of it. It's just a fancy electric toothbrush, really, and it's like 12 or 13 bucks. You could get 13 of these for that. At Dollar Tree. This is a Colgate one. I don't know how much this one was, but it wasn't that much either. So let me get a drink of coffee. I'm gonna go out here and show you. I'm going to show you what I do with just how I, do everything with them. Everybody's looking great in here. I got the okra transplanted out there. Something been digging down in there a little. There's what's left of them over there, those 3 right there. That's all that's left, and there was a bunch of them in there, if y'all remember. But here's an eggplant over here that's got some flowers. Let me fix this camera. Right here. So you just pretty easy on the eggplants. You just saw. Sometimes you'll see a little puff of smoke like come out of them. That's the pollen, and it didn't when I first touched this one. This one might be too far gone to do this too. But this one you can definitely. Okay. So I wish this little tomato plant here would get some flowers on it. I don't know why it's taking so long. I think the potatoes over here they're about ready to harvest soon. You gotta let them, when they turn yellow, then you just stop watering them. I said for like a couple weeks. I hear woodpecker. I got my glasses on still, good grief. I had my reading glasses on. Oh yeah, the garbage came. Okay, I'll just show you like on the tomatoes. Here's a few right here. Just look for the flowers, of course. The tomatoes are pretty easy. Just touch it to the flowers for a few minutes. You see it vibrating, and you'll see a puff of smoke come out of these too a lot of times when you do this. I just go around to every one of these. Some of them are a little hard to get to, and surround all of them. These are looking great. I hope they don't grow 8 foot tall though. They'll fall over. I might have to prune them some if that happens. So that's how you do those. And the flowers on the, we're starting to get banana peppers. You can see them back through here. I can't see that one real good. Like that. I hear a bee over here. So here's the flowers on the peppers, banana peppers. Just touch them. What's that one? There's one. Just go back through here and do it to all of them. I can't hardly reach that one. That's enough of that for now. I don't really, like I said, the snap peas don't seem to have a problem. You know, getting pollinated or whatever. I don't know what, you know. I know the bees do like landing on them. You know, I have seen some bees out here in the last few days, and I like that. Just trying to see these. Did I just break another fork? I stepped on one of them yesterday and broke it. You don't really have to do the green beans, like I said, either. But you can see they're coming in. Let's see if I can get to where I can see, y'all can see them. So you don't really have to do them. It's hard to reach one. I thought about putting like a little extension on this even, so I could reach more. Just like duct taping it to a some kind of stick or something. Little pole. Onions are doing good. All right, let's see. I left the thing in there I was going to use for the. Let me find it. The males don't have anything behind them on the cucumbers. The females do. See, this one's got a little cucumber. Okay, now you can tell I already did this last night and I left this in here. See this little in here? That's the end of the male one. And I just left it in there after I got done. I'm trying to get it out here. That's the inside of one of these males. And you may say, you know, you can't see really any pollen in there, but I guarantee you there's probably, you know, there's some in there, you just can't see it good. It doesn't take much, you know. So, let me see, I'll just do this to this same one. So I'm gonna peel this back here to where there's just the little pieces left. Okay, there it is. And what I do is I put it inside of here. It's hard to do this one. Okay, you can see it in there. I put it in there. Now I close it up a little bit so it doesn't fall out. And then I take the, I do that with it. I hold it with my left hand together though better. I can't do it with, okay, so I do that. Get that up in there. And that's about the most, I mean, you know, the only way I know of to do this. Oh, I dropped it. Could have used it on another one. But you can see this one, actually, it looks better already. This didn't look like this yesterday. It was real little. So obviously I got it pollinated. So I hope that explains that one. And here's some of the okra I transplanted. So let me get the other piece of the, hey Jake, other piece of the flower. I left it in here. I'm gonna drink a coffee first. Okay. This morning I had some female zucchinis out there, finally. So I pollinated them. Here's what the inside of the male flower looks like. As you can see, the female flower has the zucchini behind it. And I don't want to really pull on it too much. But you can see inside here how it looks. It's got different little like these on the end of it, but there's like a bunch of them. The male only has one in the middle of it. So this one, you don't have to use this has had a lot. You can see some of it still down in there. The pollen, they have a lot of pollen, so you don't have to really vibrate it with the toothbrush. You just take this and stick it down here and rub it around in there. Just rub around. I can see pollen that fell off this when I did this. Just rub it all over there and just leave it alone. So I did that one. And this black beauty over here, that's a black beauty too, but it's not growing as good as this one. So I did the same thing over here. You can see that's a female. It's got a zucchini behind it. So I did the same thing to that one. I got some okra in here now. I don't know if it'll do anything or not, but it's worth a try. And the seeds are in these round cardboard things. But yeah, so we may have some zucchini, I would think so. I had pretty good success last year self-pollinating like that. And of course on the eggplants, you can see flowers. There's an eggplant right there, down there, on the bottom. Do the same thing with these. Here's one. I do this pretty much every day unless it was raining or something. And we're starting to get some in these bigger ones here. And they do have flea beetles, I think is what they're called. So what's making these holes. I looked at a lot of the leaves yesterday and saw some. So this one's getting pretty big here. And this one's got like 4. So that's how you pollinate, self-pollinate. That one zucchini's coming out of it and starting to grow right over there. These two are amazing right here. Even if anything else, any of the other zucchinis don't grow, these will provide plenty, these 3 for us. But I have a feeling that those seeds will grow. There's still some seed out there. I put a bunch of it. I had to buy another bag of seed yesterday. They're eating a bag of seed probably every couple weeks. It gets a little bit expensive from time to time when you don't have much extra, but I feel so sorry for them when they're out here and they don't have anything to eat. There'll be a bunch of them out here trying to find something whenever they're empty. I don't keep them full when it's rainy. It ruins the. Looks like these could use some water. I hadn't watered them in a couple days. Got some cornflowers coming up here on the end. And these are pretty ones. Those little purple. Got one coming up in the rock here. Growing in the rock. All right. Get the garbage cans. Yeah, them onions are starting to do better over there. I like that. They're real little bitty seeds too. I've never had any success trying to grow them before, but I didn't take care of them as well. I don't think, or something. No, they were covered up by some cabbage. I didn't grow any cabbage or Brussels sprouts this year. The Brussels sprouts took all year, or all summer, and really didn't get that much out of them. We got about 3. We ate them about 3 times, but they were kind of small and they took up a lot of space. If y'all remember, that watched me last year, took up a lot of space. I'm gonna have to get some of these seeds here. I don't know if they come up on their own each year, really, because this is the first year I've seen them. Must have been something I planted. Those are trying to come up, but they just not growing right down in here. There's one little plant. You know what? Like I said, I think they're not getting enough light. Yeah, these cornflowers now, there is more buds on them, but not as many. There's another flower coming up right there. I may have to water these some today. Just because they don't have, blooms on them, they're still alive and they still need some water. I hate to just let them die or something. Yeah, that's good for now. I know the bees love these cornflowers. Took a little extra time on Garden Update today to show those things for my daughter Jackie, and also for any of y'all that have some things growing and you just don't see many bees. And zucchini and yellow squash are both hard to grow. They'll get a bunch of the flowers on there, and then both male and female, but then they just die, and the little zucchini or yellow squash that's on the female part just withers up and dies because it hasn't been pollinated. But generally, only bumblebees are the ones that can really pollinate them, because they vibrate their wings while they're getting the pollen. So that's why the electric toothbrush vibration simulates the bumblebee. And cucumbers, as long as you had lots of bees, they'll get pollinated, but I just haven't seen that many, and I've been watching, every day I look at everything, and the little cucumber, just like on the zucchini, the little cucumber on the female, if it doesn't get pollinated, will shrivel up and turn yellow. So I've done that for several days, and I've noticed pretty good success rate. Probably, I don't know, 80% or something like that. I think I pollinated 6, and I think 4, at least 4 of them worked. I mean, it's worth a try. It's not that hard to do. Now, I'll tell you what, there's so many flowers on those tomatoes, it takes me about a half hour sometimes. They're slowing down a little bit because tomatoes are growing now. But had so many flowers on them. It took me a half hour just a few days ago to go through all those tomatoes and pollinate them. Had a lot of birds, a lot of different kinds of birds. And so I'm trying to get some pictures or video of a nice woodpecker. And it's pretty big. It's been growing. I mean, I've been watching it, and it's grown quite a bit since I started seeing it out here. Not seeing much of the hummingbirds though. I was keeping that pre-mixed one out here, but you know, you have to, since it has sugar in it, you have to change them about every 4 or 5 days, or at least once a week, because they'll start to ferment. So kept changing it and not seeing the hummingbirds, so I just I've got some water in it with just a little bit of sugar right now, not enough to make it ferment. But until I start seeing them, that stuff's expensive too, you know, the pre-mixed stuff. By the way, I got it at Aldi. I don't know if they've had any this year or not. It was last year when I got it though, but I kept it in the fridge. It says to keep it in the fridge, to refrigerate it. Okay. Let's see here. And today's thumbnail is that Hormel meatloaf that we got down there. If you've seen the grocery outlet haul, it's that Hormel meatloaf, and the vegetables, there's Mediterranean blend roasted vegetables. They came from Aldi, and there's some of that Cherokee purple. It's kind of hard to tell. It's right beside the vegetable, but we hate that big Cherokee purple, y'all. Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. I realized how much I missed my homegrown tomatoes since last year. I got one more I picked yesterday. It's not as big though. So far the Cherokees are in the lead as far as how many I've got. Just 2 so far, but I'm keeping down how many I get of each. Anyway, that meatloaf, I wasn't crazy over it. It was beef. We usually use ground turkey, but it just, you know, it was okay. It wasn't bland. You know, I ate it and everything, but Joy didn't like it either, but Logan liked it. Big surprise, but let's see. Tonight, what's for dinner? Also we had instant mashed potatoes. I got the potatoes, those Bob Evans potatoes from Aldi, and I didn't look at the date. I should have. They had a little piece of mold on them, so I threw them away. And I don't have my receipt anymore, so I don't know. I don't know if they do anything or not. But that's, you know, that's pitiful. It was out of date when we bought it. So that tells me they don't rotate very good, or they finally rotated it when it was too late. They should have pulled that. But anyway, we had instant mashed potatoes, which they were pretty good. I had some sour cream on mine. What's for dinner tonight? Corn dogs and onion rings. I think I found some onion rings in there. I saw them anyway. So I think we'll have those with them. Corn dogs and onion rings. I don't know. I got some slaw mix. We might throw some slaw together, or I may. I need 14 more questions for the next Ask My Tablet. I've had recently some new visitors to Ask My Tablet that are liking the show and asking things about it and what to do about questions. You can send me your questions for Ask My Tablet on any video. It doesn't have to be the Ask My Tablet video because I read all the comments. Got behind last night because I fell asleep. I fell asleep while I was doing my comments, replies. So that's what happened to me. All right. It's time for today's tidbits. Running a little late, but I wanted to get that in for everybody that wonders how to self-pollinate things. Okay, it says U.S. Navy's recent blast imperils marine mammals. There's a picture of it blown up. The U.S. Navy exploded a massive 40,000-pound explosion in the Atlantic Ocean to test its new warships last week. As a result, the Marine Mammal Protection members claimed that the number of explosives could kill or severely injure any aquatic life in the vicinity. Usually the Navy uses just a fraction of this size in sinking exercises. It would do something. It would kill them, from that blast. Are these candy canes mountains real? Yes, candy cane mountains are a series of vivid red and white striped hills in Azerbaijan. I don't know if I pronounced that right. They are made of shale, which consists of many thin layers of different rock sediments. When it came in contact with water, the layers with iron were oxidized and turned red, while the others remained white and faded gray. Ever heard of chalk pyramids in Kansas? Monument rocks are a series of large chalk formations that formed some 80 million years ago in Kansas. These magnificent giant large monoliths rise as high as 21 meters. This area was once the floor of a great inland sea, but when the sea evaporated, it left behind fossils that became these chalk deposits by elements of nature. Wow. Okay. What causes sea smoke? It is a magical scene when fog or steam forms over an open body of water. It occurs when very cold air moves over warmer water. When wind mixes cold air with the warm air above the water, it gets condensed into the fog. Sea smoke has a turbulent appearance and may form spiraling columns. This phenomenon is common in the Arctic and Antarctic. Climate change alters Yellowstone's environment. Climate change has altered the environment in Yellowstone National Park, bringing warmer temperatures and less snow to the park. The average annual snowfall has decreased by nearly 2 feet since 1950. The changing climate could affect some of the park's most iconic sites, including Old Faithful, a geyser famous for erupting at regular intervals. Looks like it would still erupt at the same time or whatever, I don't know. Why does glacier ice appear blue? The snow at the bottom of glaciers is compacted into very dense ice called blue ice. Its blue color is due to the way it absorbs light. It occurs when the snow gets compressed beneath thick layers of new snow. The air bubbles squeeze out during compression and allow the blue light to travel fully through the ice. A lake where salt and fresh water coexist. Pretty. Barracuda Lake is situated on the north shore of Coron Island in Palawan, Philippines. It is a unique lake since here seawater and fresh water oddly coexist in harmony. It forms when a limestone sinkhole separated the lake from the open ocean. The volcanic activity beneath the surface heats the salt water trapped inside. NASA balloon to detect quakes on Venus. NASA researchers hope to use a balloon used to measure earthquakes to detect seismic activity on Venus. They were successful in testing to see if a balloon could detect sound waves caused by 2019 Californian quakes. They flew 2 heliotrope high-altitude balloons with instruments attached to them which rose to 11 to 15 miles in height. Well, you can't send a balloon to Venus, that's for sure. Unless it lets a balloon out I don't know how they would do that. Like it would land and a balloon would come out. I don't know. It doesn't seem right. A balloon ain't gonna make it to Venus on its own. I mean, really. The first ever space hurricane spotted on August 14, 2014, a huge geomagnetic storm hovering above Earth's North Pole was observed for the first time. This spiral-armed giant hurricane swirled for almost 8 hours before breaking down. It was created by the unusual transfer of solar wind energy and charged particles into the Earth's upper atmosphere. And lastly, EF1 tornado reported in New York. Severe thunderstorms hit much of New York State on Monday and caused widespread wind damage and a tornado. The National Weather Service survey team rated the damage as EF1 with estimated top winds of 90 miles per hour. Most of the damage was from straight-line winds, which knocked over many trees and power lines. We had straight-line, well, no, it was a little tornado here one time that knocked a big hickory tree down out here. A huge one. That's where the stump flowers are. The first one I show you is where that stump is. All right, everybody, that's it for today's tidbits, and that's going to be it for morning coffee break. I ran a little over this morning. I try to keep it a little under a half hour, but just wanted to make sure that I showed everybody what you might want to do to get more vegetables out of your plants. So it's been working for me so far, and you know, I do it pretty much every day, like I said, as long as it's not raining or something. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody, have a great day. Let's see what's out here right before we leave. That's just one poor little old bird out there. So I'm not going to zoom in on that. If there was a bunch, I would have. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you later on. God bless.